Hey guys, how you all doing today? Welcome to this video. We are going to be talking about an introduction to Minecraft Redstone, right? And then after we talk about that, we're going to be talking about some of the basic inputs, their different types of inputs, maybe different ways to use them, and that'll be the end of the video. So let's start off. If you want to think about Minecraft Redstone, it looks like this, right? You can think of it basically simply like electricity in Minecraft. Okay, so if we place a redstone dust down here, you see it looks like this, but if we place another one next to it and keep on going, you can see it makes a line. Yeah, now the closest real life application for this I think of is a wire. Yeah, in real life, if you have just a wire, naturally it's not going to do anything, right? Because you need an input or a power source like a switch on a wall in order to turn it on, right? So here in Minecraft, we have our wire here, our redstone dust. If we want to power it on, let's do it. One way we can use is a lever. If we put a lever here next to it and flick it on, you can see that it turns on our signal. Now redstone signals go to a signal strength of 15 and then turn off. So if we want to see that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it powers up to right here, and the next one you see is off because it doesn't have the same color. You see that? Alright, nice. So the maximum signal strength that you can receive is 15. Alright, we turn it on, off. Nice. Alright, now I would like to go and explore with you guys some different types of inputs that we can use, right, in order to activate our wires. Okay, we'll show these off in a second. Or maybe right now. Okay, our first one we want to show you is a heavy weighted pressure plate. There are two types, iron and gold. They give off the same. It just depends on the entity. So the heavy weighted pressure plate and the regular, they detect entities, which can be players, mobs, animals, and even items. Now heavy weighted pressure plates give off a signal strength of 1, obviously because they're heavy, right? Okay, so if we stand on here, you see that it turns on and it gives off the signal strength of 1. Okay, come back off and it's on. Now let's try an item. For example, this lever turns it on. Pretty cool, right? As well for the iron as well, it will turn on. Now the regular pressure plates come in all varieties, and with the new updates they're going to be having new pressure plates, which is very exciting. But for the regular wooden pressure plates, they will give off a signal strength of 15 as long as there is an entity on top of it. So if we stand on here, it will transmit that signal. You see it goes farther than the heavy because this is lighter, so it will give off a longer distance. Alright, so those are the two types of pressure plates and the inputs. You can use them to detect animals, walking over them. I made something like a randomizer using it, pretty cool. Alright, next one we have is the button. They come in two varieties, either stone or all varieties of wood. Now the difference between these is that the stone button will give off a signal strength, or not a signal strength. The buttons create a pulse, sorry, my bad. The buttons create a pulse, and the stone pulse will last for about 10 ticks, while the wooden button will last for 15 ticks. So not much of a difference, but when you are making redstone contraptions, it is helpful sometimes when you really need a little bit longer pulse. To use a wooden button is better than a stone button. So let's test these out. Let's press this stone button and see our signal strength over here go on. Alright, so you saw that was a pulse, right? Turned on and then it turned off by itself. There we go. Do one more time to get a feel for it, and then we'll compare it to our wooden button strength. Alright, let's look over here. Okay, so you can tell that was a little longer, but not too much. Yeah, doesn't really matter right now, but later on when you're making more complex machines, it will matter. Also, another thing I wanted to mention about the wooden button is if you shoot it with an arrow, it would actually turn on a redstone pulse. Yeah, and it actually will not be a pulse; it will be a signal, a long pulse. Yeah. So if we shoot this button here, see, oh, I think I missed it. Okay. Well, if you shoot right on the button, and it turns on the redstone signal, as you can see right here. So that is very cool. Yeah, and it will stay on like a lever until the arrow disappears or until you go pick it up. So try it again, hit it, redstone is on, and as soon as we pick it up, then the redstone turns off. Okay, the next one we want to show to you is, okay, the lever. I don't know how to say it. This is exactly like how your wall switches in your houses are, right? Right now it is off, but if we turn it on, you see that it turns it on. And if you guys are wondering about this block in between the lever and this redstone dust, this lever or all these inputs, they power a redstone block, right? They power a block here which powers the redstone dust, right? Any block here, for example, if I put a block here, it's unpowered. But if you have an input on it, like a tripwire hook or something, then it will turn this block on, which transmits a signal to your redstone dust or whatever you want to do. Alright, so this is a lever, pretty simple, don't really need to explain much. Pretty self-explanatory what's going on. Alright, the next one is a pretty cool one. Used to detect entities, mobs as well, over a larger distance. And I say that because a tripwire hook right by itself won't do anything. If I go up to it, there's nothing that happens. But usually how it's used is you have another tripwire hook somewhere else hooked up, and you have string going between them over here. And if you cover these up, these tripwire hooks, with other blocks, usually players won't see them and they'll walk right over it, which will transmit a redstone signal. Right, so I have our output right over there, so if we walk over there, we could see it turned on, and it's just like our buttons they will just transmit a redstone pulse. Alright, so that is the tripwire hook. Let's move on to the next one, which is the redstone torch. Alright, this one is very useful. We're gonna check it out right now. So redstone torches can be placed on floors, on walls like this, on any side, but they can also be placed on top as well. And the interesting thing is that if we put a block on top, our redstone torch is powering this block, but also it is not just powering it, it is powering through the block. Some inputs power a block but don't power through a block, but a redstone torch powers through a block, if that makes sense to you guys. I can try to clear it up for you by putting a redstone dust on here. If you remember when we put our redstone dust down over there, it was off, right? But what do you guys think will happen if we put a redstone dust on here? Since this block is powered, when we place our redstone dust, it will be on, right? So that's a good thing to note about redstone torches, is that they transmit signals through blocks, not just the block directly adjacent to them, right? This also works the other way around as well. If you want to go to the side, place down a redstone dust. Okay, that does not work. Oh, that's why. Okay. Never mind, forget I just said that. Alright, the next one is the redstone block, which is crafted with 9 redstone dust. This one will transmit power directly to blocks adjacent to them. It will not power through blocks. For example, if we put a redstone block here and then place a redstone dust on top, you'll see that it is not powered. So redstone blocks only power blocks adjacent to them. Nice. So if we had something like a piston over here, there, the redstone block powers it. But if we put it over here, then it will not work. Right. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, the next one here is the detector rail. Right. So this one by itself also will not do anything. It won't detect players, but it's used to detect minecart movement. Right. So I have it hooked up over here. There's some powered rails being powered by this redstone block, and this lever here is powering on. Well, right now it's off, but if you power this block, it will start to move the minecart. In the middle here we have the detector rail, which is hooked up to some redstone wire and will turn on our lamp. So if we flick on this lever, we will see our minecart move, and as it passes over the detector rail, it turns on our redstone lamp. Right? We have a minecart with furnace, but you can use any minecart. Alright, very nice. Nice movement. Alright, the next one is pretty cool. The observer, being introduced in the 1.13 update, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so this is what exactly it says. It observes, it detects motion or a change in a block, right? And the side that is used to detect is the side with the smiley face, or just the regular face. It's not really smiling. Actually, it looks kind of mad. So it's used to detect blocks. So if we put some redstone dust here, we should see it turn on. If we put a block in front of it, yes. So you see it has a very short pulse, yeah, even shorter than the stone button pulse, sort of like a monostaple circuit, right? But also not just blocks. You can place, I think pretty sure it detects door movement. Yeah, lever. You can even just put a regular lever or a piston that moves a block into it, something like this. Sorry, place this right. If we put a redstone, we can get that. And if we do it again, then you see it, the redstone signal just turned on over there. And if we put it off, then the redstone signal again. So the observer is very useful. Alright, let's move on. The next one is pretty cool. It's a lectern. Alright, a lectern by itself also will not do anything. You actually need a book and quill, which I have right here. Yeah. So the formula for, there's a certain formula for what's the signal strength that the lectern gives off. It's 17 minus the page number that you are currently on. Right. So if we come here to this page and go to page 1, this is to put it in the formula. So 17 minus the current page number. Our current page number is 1. So 17 minus 1 is 16. Now if you remember, a redstone signal can only go up to 15 before it stops. So right now, if we look at our output here, which is this redstone lamp, if we're on page 1, you can see we're not getting an output, right? Because the signal strength is currently at 16, which does not exist. But if we go to page 2, think about what will happen. 17 minus 2 is 15, which is a signal strength, in fact the maximum one. So if we turn the page, we will get an output. So let's press it, and you can see it transmit a redstone pulse. And if we keep going, we're always going to get that. And you can hook this up. People have made vending machines, even shops. Very useful to use this. Alright, nice. Alright, the next one here is the trap chest. Not used much anymore, but it's worth taking a look at. It's much like a lever, just a more fancy way, I guess you could say. If you want to hide some items, make a trap for your friends and trap them in a hole or something like that, you can do that. So the redstone signal is outputted whenever you open the chest. So if you open the chest, you see that the redstone lamp turns on, and if we exit, turn it off, then it turns off. So that's why I say it's like a lever. Right now it's on, turn it off. Okay, very simple. Alright, the next one is pretty self-explanatory. It is a daylight sensor, like the solar panels in real life. So when it's daytime, it's transmitting a signal. You see here, not connected, connected now. And set the time to night. You can see that our redstone dust is currently off. In fact, let's demonstrate this even more. Let's put these here. Okay, why is this on? What the heck's going on? Okay, well, whatever. Set the time to day, and our redstone lamp turns on. Alright, so here we are. Those are the basic types of inputs that I wanted to show to you all today. Please be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more redstone tutorials. If you have any questions, feel free to comment, and thanks for watching. Take care.